greetings to you this day. This is Michelle Strickland, and I'm coming to you today with Survival Tips Thursday. It's Thursdays. I just throw out some survival tips to think about that don't cost a lot of money or no money, just in case of emergency, or you're in a situation where, you need to have some survival tips in mind. Okay, I'm just going to go over a few. And I do this every Thursday. I have channel breaks, but you can go back to, to earlier, a few weeks back or whenever, around the holidays, and I post my holiday schedule. But when I get closer toward the channel break, because we're about halfway through, then I'll let you know. But I do my Survival Tips Thursdays on Thursdays. I have a schedule for the channel. Anyway, a knowledge of local laws and regulations. Understand legal implications of certain actions in emergencies. Whatever that might be, just kind of look it up in your area, pull it up. What emergency alerts, okay? Because in here where I'm at, we get emergency alerts for like if a senior goes missing. They send out text to everybody. If a child is abducted, if a woman or it's anybody, a man, if something, a lot of times it depends on what the situation is, A lot of times it's mostly for the kids and the seniors, though. I don't know if they do it for anybody else, but I can't. But it's the seniors for sure, and the children here in this country, in this state, they send out texts if somebody's missing, comes up missing. Wild edible plants. Identify safe edible plants in your area for foraging. Basic mechanics. Understand how machines and engines work to troubleshoot issues. Improvised rain collection. Know how to collect rainwater for drinking or other purposes. When I move, I always try to be near some water, just in case I have to go fishing or something, I used to fish all the time, but once my sons grew up and left, I stopped because when I had my car, I went to public, there's a public pond I would go to occasionally, but mostly because I don't have, it's dangerous, so I try to be careful. I don't really do too much of that, but I look forward to when I can get back to doing that. Basic psychological profiling. Understand human behavior to anticipate potential threats. Alternative cooking methods. Use outdoor grills, stoves, or solar cookers if indoor options aren't available. There's other methods too. I saw some methods where they build, they take bricks and I don't know what they are. You can look it up. They're inexpensive ways, to build like an outdoor cooker. It's some cheap ways that you can do it. Evacuation routes. Know multiple routes out of your area in case of blockages. Basic electronics repair. Learn to fix small electronics for communication and navigation. I used to have a transistor radio, and I left it at one of my jobs that I had. But I'm going to get another one. It's good to have stuff like that and keep batteries and things like that. Improvised water filtration. Know how to create a makeshift water filtration system. You can go online. The Scouts, when I was a Scout, they used to have us make up little basic kits, but you can just go online and look it up. And and it'll tell you what to do. And that's very inexpensive. Local flora and fauna knowledge. Understand the wildlife and plants in your area for survival purposes. Back in the day, my mom told me that, a certain plants, I won't say them on here because somebody might do it and then they'll come after me if it, But just go online and get an idea. God forbid we have to do all of that. But just in case, though, for God forbid. Knowledge of nearby medical facilities. Be aware of locations of hospitals, clinics, and pharmacies. Always keep little basic first aid kits at your house. You can get them inexpensively at a 5 and dime, with the basics, Knowledge, communication codes and signals. Establish codes for secure communication in emergencies. You can go online and get that information. Basic solar energy knowledge. Understand how to harness solar power for charging devices. Get them little solar powered batteries that they have. I got to buy some more. But you can get those inexpensive, and it might be enough to power up little small things. But they, depending on the size or whatever, there's different types of solar cells. So you can kind of look that up. That be strong enough to charge up whatever it is. Improvise entertainment. Find ways to stay occupied and maintain morale during difficult times. We used to have games that we would play as children and didn't involve anything, just participating. Basic geographical understanding. Familiarize yourself with the layout of your city and surrounding areas. Improvise water containers. Know how to create containers for carrying water. Understanding local transportation. Know alternative ways to get around without a vehicle. Basic plumbing repairs. Address minor plumbing issues to maintain access to water. Alternative medicine knowledge. Learn about natural remedies and natural medicine options. You should be doing that anyway, because there's stuff that you can use out there where, but just kind of look that up for yourself, okay? Basic meteorology. Understanding weather patterns to anticipate potential hazards. Just kind of look it up. Improvise tools for communication. Oh, I got my hair. Sorry. Improvise tools for communication using signaling devices like whistles or flags, depending on where you're at, Canning and food preservation. Extend the shelf life of perishable food items. I grew up around people that did that, and I kind of got away from it as I grew older, but that might be something that I get back into, at some point. Basic ham radio operation. Understand how to operate a ham radio for communication. And that's getting a little elaborate, but there's people out there that do have ham radios. That's why it's important to get you a transistor radio just in case, because you can always go in our area probably through an AM channel to maybe possibly. There's some other ways maybe too that I'm not aware of. Just look it up. Improvise cleaning supplies. Create basic cleaning agents from household items. You should have basic cleaning supplies stocked up for several months in advance, okay? You can go to the Dollar Tree and get that kind of stuff. Basic gun safety and usage. If legally permitted and appropriate, learn firearm safety and use. Now, everybody needs to protect themselves. I'm not advocating for people, just going out doing wild, wild west activities, but, you should be able to protect yourself. The bad guys, they gonna have their stuff. So the good guys, we need to be ready too. God forbid. But just be safe about it. That's all. That's all. But I'm an advocate for gun rights, but I'm also want peace and, love and peace. I don't want to fight. That's the last thing I want to do. That's the last thing I want to do. But I think people should be able to defend themselves. I think that's only fair. And people probably don't come at me with getting mad at me. Don't. It's not fair for one person, the bad guys, to be able to hurt us good guys. We're minding our own business. They should leave us alone. So I'm not trying to advocate for people going out being violent. I'm not. Local community networking. Connect with neighbors for support and resources if you can. Some areas the neighbors aren't that friendly, but if you can, try to if you can. Okay, well listen, remember to smile this day anyway, and reach out to one person at a time, one person at a time, one person at a time. Okay.